Is Kaz Daughtry a deputy mayor of New York City, or is he a content creator? He's been out there electioneering, basically ever since the day he was given these titles. Everything is a pro Eric Adams thing, but it's also a lot of self-promotion, right? So this video comes out. It's video of him. I don't even know what this is. I don't know how to describe this other than as like a social media personality. Kaz Daughtry has a team of photographers with him. He has a social media team. He has a security team, a very large security team, might I add. And he's running around New York City as if he's some type of celebrity on your dime. I don't know how this benefits New York City. I don't know how this benefits the taxpayer. If you work for the city, you're actually not allowed to do what he's doing here. He's basically promoting this business. But I guess the rules only apply for some and not others. And you can see he walks around with all his personalized gear, his own hat. It's ridiculous. And we've gotten this 1,000 times. Like, people, please blast him. Please blast him. Let's play the video and get your thoughts on it. He has Kaz Daughtry utilizing your tax dollars. This is what he's being paid to do.
Yo, it's your boy Kaz Daughtry. Let me get a chopped cheese. The Aki way. First, we're going to slap the ground beef on the grill.
And then I'm going to hit it with the peppers and onions.
Then we slap the bacon on the grill.
All right. And then we're going to add the hash brown.
And now we're going to chop it up.
Come on, bro. Show me how you work. Chop it up. After he chop it up, now we're going to season it up.
Once the chop is ready, we're going to hit it with the cheese.
Chop cheese.
Here it goes. Oh. And now we add the bacon. Chop.
Last and final, we're going to add the hash brown. And now we're going to stack it up. And now we're going to wrap it up. And the result is OMG. Can't forget your bath.
Never, never, never.
Never, never, never. And now we're going to serve it to my brother. Here you go. Try it and let me know what it's about. Let's go.
Oh,
First time
right now.
Bismillah. Buzzer?
Yes, sir.
I honestly I'm just as speechless as I was when I first seen it. So, Eric, what are your thoughts about this video? It's honestly indefensible. The kid should be fired. I'm sorry. He has no business being.
That's why I told you. I told you. I said, at this point, I said, is Kaz Daughtry a deputy mayor or is he a content creator? Because the lines are starting to get blurred. Don't get me wrong. Honestly, if you had if you had fun here and there with the community once in a while, yeah, listen, I had no problem with it. But his entire employment as deputy mayor, as deputy commissioner, as assistant commissioner has been about self-promotion. He's been a complete content creator. I say it all the time. He is the hero in his own movie. This is all about him. And it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous because it's just complete hypocrisy. And I had put out a video on X. There was a police officer. It was during time of COVID. He's got his mask on. He was dancing around 7-Eleven. He made a funny video, just as Kaz Daughtry did. And that police officer was transferred to Staten Island. I forgot where he was working, but he was transferred. But yet, with Kaz Daughtry, it's just it's a complete different lens. Honestly, he's become a content creator at this point. He had his own YouTube channel. He's promoting himself. And you have to ask yourself, right? Don't get me wrong. It's kind of funny rewatching it. Like, look, the Aki way. Like, I'm laughing at that. And I said to myself, like, how long do you think they spent to get that video going, right? How many takes did they do it? How many times they call action? How many times they throw that bag of chips? How many times they grab his soda till they figure out that video was right? They must have spent hours on that thing. Obviously, he didn't spend hours on his workday. But this whole thing is about self-promotion. We recently, I think it was about 2 months ago, we did a podcast. We spoke about self-promotion where he has all different embroidery. He's got a video. Remember that whole thing? And then Kaz Daughtry comes out and he's wearing a fireman outfit. This whole thing, honestly, he's a content creator. It's about him. He's promoting himself. Does he even have time to do his job as deputy mayor of public safety? Does he even know what his job is? Honestly, how many takes do you think it took to make that video? I mean, I laugh my ass off. How many takes do you think it took? There's no way it was just one time. They spent hours on that thing. He is the hero in his own movie.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. YouTuber problems, the noise only comes around when it's time to talk. So what Kaz is doing is this administration has the image of being unfocused, and Kaz, when I see that from Kaz, it's like you're not helping that image, It'd be one thing if he while he was doing his job, he's going out there and he's talking to the community. While he's doing his job, he takes out his phone and records something. It'd be one thing for that, but here we see clearly a video that was produced that they had him, like Eric says, they had to make several cuts to that, and they had to have him being placed a certain way for the video to for them to record it. So I think I think this administration is very unfocused. There, you hear it in the background, right? Yeah.
But Marlon, you gotta love it. It always happens to me too. It's like when I do the podcast, the train goes by. Like if I'm not doing the podcast, there's no noise. It's always something. Yeah. So anyway, this administration's unfocused. It's completely unfocused, but kudos to Kaz because he has the best job in the city. You get to run around and shoot videos all day. That's what you can't beat that, right?
Yep, and still accrue 8.25 towards a policeman's pension, and still be able to put in overtime, like you're a cop, and basically have a fleet of 10 different take-home cars and tell everybody what the hell you're doing. I mean, he's been doing videos like this. So, I mean, that one was the most disgusting, I think, and the most just completely out of whack. Like, I'm doing a video about a sandwich at a sandwich shop. Like, what the hell are you doing, dude? But this is the stuff. Look at this one. I'm gonna play a bunch of these. Here's the first one. Let me make sure the volume's up. Here's the first one.
Right now, we're here in the Bronx at the hub, confines of the 403 precinct. Met with multiple business owners, myself, and the deputy mayor for administration, Deputy Mayor Camille Joseph Barlack, just sat down with them and told them that we are going to come up with a plan on how to address it. Because we're angry, we're tired, and we have to restore the quality of life back into this neighborhood. Now you're getting a behind-the-scenes look at the plan actually happening. First phase 1, and sanitation coming here and cleaning up every single piece of dirt that you see here in this hub. Phase 2, which you're going to see officers come here and escort everybody out of the hub. Phase 3, we're going to close down this section of the hub. There'll be nobody else sitting inside of here anymore. And phase 4, we're going to put a temporary headquarters vehicle in the middle of the hub here, which is going to be manned by officers and mental health social workers. Now, phase 5. I'm not going to go into details, but we're going to know that folks are going to start to spread out on the sidewalks, and we're prepared for that. Stay tuned.
So I don't even know what he did there, dude. I don't even know what he was talking about. Like, what was the issue at the hub? We missed that part. Eric, you asked on the last video, how many hours did he spend doing that? How many takes? How long do you think he took to do this one? I'm going to tell you right now, his whole day. His entire day was filmed with editing this, and he didn't even realize that he didn't even tell a story. So, Kaz, a story starts, it has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end. You start with the who, what, why, when, and where, right? So, hey, I'm Kaz Daughtry. I'm here. I'm at the Bronx Hub, which is experiencing, I don't know, because you didn't tell us. You know, and so what we're doing is we're going to have this 5-phase plan, and it's going to start with this. And because of that, we're going to have solved that issue that we told you about. But you never even told us what the issue was. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, and New York City mayor doesn't see any problem with this. Nobody sees any problem with this. I understand the guys that work around him can't tell him because he's a megalomaniac narcissist. So you can't ever like get a word in edgewise, but shame on you for even being around this individual at all. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, honestly.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I love these videos because I get a good laugh out of it, right? I'm not gonna lie. I play these videos over and over. And I laugh, because I put it on X, we put it on Instagram, we laugh about it. The memes make themselves. But all kid aside from that, right? It's great content. Let's not lie. It's great content for the Fireside Filter. We appreciate it, Kaz. Keep utilizing city money to produce these videos. But all kid aside, I have a problem with it. If I was a New York City voter at this point, I'd say to myself, wait a minute. Where is our tax funds going? I mean, because it's the way that Kaz Daughtry is utilizing taxpayer money. He's creating this self-image to turn himself into a celebrity. And that's where I have a problem with it, right? He's utilizing taxpayer funds. He has a whole video team. He's spending his entire day to promote himself and to turn himself into celebrity. And people should have a problem with that, right? Let's talk about the real issues. Do you have to make a production about everything that you do? Every time he takes a step outside his door, he has to make a big production, and it's all about him. He's promoting himself. He's trying to create himself as a celebrity. He's become the deputy mayor of content creating. He's not the deputy mayor of public safety. And you're right. Even in that video, it's not even clear what's the actual mission there. You know, if you want to make a video that really hits home, well, then address the actual issues. Then why is the video always you? Why don't you put a police officer in there? Why don't you put a civilian that has an issue? Why is it always just about you? Because it's not about public safety. It's about creating content. And this stuff, it's about creating himself. He's using taxpayer money to create himself as a celebrity. That's a problem. How much does this cost? How much, what does this video production cost to produce these videos? I'm sure, a 30-second or 60-second clip is pretty expensive. This is a big deal.
Yeah, remember a week ago when during that press conference when Tish basically told him to back off, that Rebecca's got that question.
Rebecca's got it.
Yeah. So I'm willing to bet that Tish isn't the only one that's here come the noise when it's time to talk again, huh? Man, I'm willing to bet that Tish isn't the only one that's frustrated with Kaz right now. Because think of it, if you're a commissioner or you're another one of these executive administrators in the Adams administration, here you are working your tail off, right? You have responsibility, and this guy's making like double you. Doing what exactly, which is ironic because, in our previous segment, we talked about Eric Adams, Patrick David interview, and there's a portion in there where Adams talks about the permanency of government, and he alludes to inefficiency in government and how AI could make it better. Well, here you're paying this guy like what, over $250K for doing what exactly? How exactly is that efficient government right there? It's the cognitive dissonance here, that this guy gets to do whatever he wants while Eric Adams is talking about, like, he talks about how new guys don't want to work overtime, that they're built differently, and this guy's making overtime doing what exactly? So it's absurd that this is continuing, and it just again furthers the image of an unfocused administration that's more concerned with self-promotion and celebrity than they are at actually doing their job.
Comment of the day, Lone Ranger. Kaz comes off as the type of guy who would wear a superhero costume to bed every night. It's embarrassing. Honestly, I think you nailed it. I think that's exactly what it is. I mean, look at the thumbnails for his new videos. They look like scenes from Batman with this popping thing that Kaz Daughtry is this superhero Let's watch this video. This video, I think that, yeah, this is the video about the New York City sheriffs. So an article had came out about how the New York City sheriffs, under that great guy, Anthony Miranda, who we showed you, had a problem vouchering money and drugs and numerous corruption scandals involving his office. So it comes out that the next class of sheriffs can't go in because they don't have any qualified instructors. So basically, everybody that's came in the last few classes as a New York City sheriff carrying a firearm aren't qualified. So Kaz Daughtry thinks it would be a great idea. Hey, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and save you on social media. He is Super Kaz. You ready?
In the New York City Police Academy and stop by to see the sheriffs, deputy sheriffs, the new sheriffs is going to be hitting the streets tomorrow. Shout out to the amazing sheriffs, what the sheriffs do here to keep New York City safe. They're joining the New York City Public Safety Team, my public safety team. This is what we do. This is what we're about. Here in the Police Academy, they enter to learn. Now they're going to go forth to serve. And tomorrow they graduate. They can't wait to hit the streets. And guess what? When these sheriffs graduate tomorrow, they're going to be assigned to their new commands. They're going to get their command assignments. And when they get their command assignments, they can't wait to hit the streets. We outside! We outside! We outside! We outside! We outside! We outside! We outside!
What is
First
happening?
of all,
Seriously, what is happening? Really, what is it?
First of all, how coordinated was that video, right? I mean, it was completely coordinated. Again, it goes back to what I've been saying. How much time did they actually spend on these videos, right? Because We Outside too is something that he says, and he had to have that completely coordinated to where they laugh. It was almost like, I went to a couple of shows before. I went years ago to Dr. Oz. I took my wife years ago to Dr. Oz, and the whole thing set up when people laugh and they give you the cues of when to laugh and when to stand up. It reminds me of the same thing. But you have to ask yourself, Marlon, we were talking about this before, right? And John, if he was that busy and that delved into his job and what he has to do as a deputy mayor of public safety, he probably wouldn't even have time to make these videos. If he was so, dived into this job that he's supposed to do, would he even have time for it? He wouldn't have time to make all those videos. You have to ask yourself, how long do you think, like legitimately, all kid aside, we're joking around because it's funny, but how long do you think it takes to produce a video like that, right? Because that was planned out. He had to tell everybody when to laugh. Like, legitimately speaking, right? And as a deputy mayor of public safety, you got to figure, you're so busy. How do you have time for these videos? Like, how long do you think, legitimately, I would say to make that video, to do that, at least an hour and a half. What do you think?
Well, I tell you, it takes a while. Yeah, I remember it also takes editing too for that video. So, but it's I understand. I think it's fine if they want to make videos. The problem is those videos are like very produced. It's one thing to be doing your job out there and happen to say, "Oh, okay, I'm talking to these new young sheriffs. Let me record them and make it about them." But these videos are highly produced about Kaz and not about the people that he's talking to or meeting. I get like maybe trying to raise morale by putting these guys on camera, but it's not about them. It's about Kaz in these videos.
Yeah, I think y'all totally underestimating it. I think it's the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
I think his entire day is spent planning the video, shooting the video, editing, and approving the video. Like, I think every day you see a video from Kaz Daughtry, that is what New York City taxpayers paid him for that day. And then he runs around and makes somebody's life miserable, including the private security people at 375 Pearl and the private people that run 375 Pearl, because he thinks he's in charge of everything. He leaves his Superman pajamas at home, but they're under his suit. So here's another video.
Today is the New York City Sheriff's Academy graduation and this is the biggest class in the history under the Adams administration. 83 deputies were sworn in today, and these deputy sheriffs will be helping shutting down illegal smoke shops, continuing to go after the illegal ghost cars, mopeds, dirt bikes. Over 100,000 illegal dirt bikes, mopeds, and scooters have been removed from the streets. Over 25,000 guns. They entered to learn. Now they're going to go forth and serve.
You know what, John? I take it back. I let's say it's an entire day. I bet an hour and a half actually at the academy doing that video, because there's definitely planning into his video. I think he gets up and figures, what's my video today? In what way can I create content today? Because that's exactly what this is. It's content creation. He's creating content. These are professional videos. He's got a whole professional cinematography team. This is a waste of taxpayer money, and there's no way that he's spending this amount of time on producing these quality type videos and actually have time to do your job. Does he even know his job at this point? He's so dived in and so concerned about these videos. I don't even think he even knows what his job is. I mean, is he even doing his job? Probably not.
Well, remember that deputy mayor for public safety is just newly created role. I think prior to Phil Banks being there, that role never existed, because I've never heard of it. So what responsibilities does he really have when all these other agencies that fall below him have executive level leadership? In Adams' administration. He just has no job, no actual role. That's why he gets to walk around and do all this. And that's why Tish is probably a little bit frustrated when he's poking his nose in the NYPD when that's not his job. Yeah.
All right, last Kaz video for the day, because I can't. I'm about to throw up. This is here's his last one.
What's up? This is Kaz Daughtry, Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, outside right now in Brooklyn, the Friends of Barbados event. I mean, just look, right now this tribe is vibing, thriving. There's over 5,000 people here, no incidents. This is exactly what this administration is. Public safety at its best. Crime, six straight quarters decrease in crime. Over 100,000 ghost cars, ATVs, and dirt bikes removed from our city streets. Just look, everybody's outside enjoying themselves with their friends and family. I mean, the atmosphere, the energy here is just good. I'm glad whoever came out to enjoy themselves. We appreciate you. Everybody get home safe. Once again, this is what the Adams administration looks like. 5,000 people coming out to Brooklyn, Canarsie, having a good time. I'm outside, they outside, we all outside. Take care. What's up? This is Kaz Daughtry.
You know what? At this point, honestly, and you're right, Marlon, we talked about this, right? This was a position that was created for Philip Banks so that Philip Banks could actually be the real police commissioner at the start of Eric Adams' administration. I would rather at this point that Eric Adams and Kaz Daughtry were honest and just say, you know what? He's the deputy mayor of public morale, or deputy mayor of content creation, saying that's his job. His job is to go out there and try to put good spirits in people. But that, I would rather them just be honest. As obviously, he doesn't have a real role. There's no way that he has. I mean, how many videos did we just put today? How many videos have we put before? How many videos has he made? I think he makes just as many videos, or probably more, than we do as a podcast network. And his job is supposed to be deputy mayor of public safety. Honestly, I would rather just admit his job is to be the deputy mayor of morale. But if that's not even what he's doing. He's not even trying to build morale. He's only promoting himself.
You've just watched a clip from our live episode. Click the description to watch the full episode. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like this.